Okay, guys, so we've got to do some assembling. Right, so hopefully you would have ended up with a shape sorter and also a variety of the shapes to go with it. So we should be looking at something like, that's not it. So we've got here our shape sorter that we've created. Now we need to start assembling it. So we've got a variety of different shapes on the sides, but we also need to now start thinking carefully about what we do in terms of adding these shapes down here. Okay, so we've got a variety of different shapes that we're going to put in. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how we'll do that. Right, so the first thing we need to do is have a new drawing like this. Now, if I was to start inserting shapes into here, it's going to ask me to save it. So I'm just going to skip ahead and I'm going to go to File, Save. And this is going to be my assembly. Okay, I'll call that shape sorter as well. Okay, so now this is my assembly screen. This is completely different to me creating something on its own, because this is where we want to bring everything to, and it's very, very simple. I just drag in my shape that I want to bring in, proceed, okay, and you can see it's got my timeline down here. I'm going to move that along to create that shape. I want to delete that, okay, and so we've got here our shape sorter. Now I know that you guys have done probably all the shapes, but I'm just going to put these three in here and show you basically how it works. Now we've brought this shape into Autodesk Fusion, and the problem we've got here is that actually the computer doesn't know what you want to do. So if I was to bring in another shape, for example, okay, and I'll drop that in there. Now, does the computer move this block to here, or does it move this to the block? Well, the easiest thing to do is to make one of those solid, one of those not move. I'm just going to click OK, so that's been inserted there. If I right click on where it says shape sorter, the first one, I can then go to ground. Okay, so there you see there's a little pin. That means this is stuck to the ground, it won't move. Right, whereas this one, if I wanted to move this, type M, I can move this around wherever I wanted to. Okay, this one, if I wanted to do M, is grounded, but it's the one that everything is going to go to. All right. So, the control Z that. So I want to put this in this top hole here. So the very simplest thing for me to do is type M. Okay, and I'm going to move that up here, zoom out a little bit. All right, and I want to tell the computer that actually I want to line up this line here with this line here. Okay, so this line that I've got, this edge that I've got on this shape here, I want to line up with this shape here. So it's very simple. You've got our assembly commands here, and I'll show you how we, in its very simplest form, we start to link some of these together. So first of all, I'm going to select that edge, and then I'm going to hold down Shift so I can select multiple things. Select that other edge there. You can see it's highlighted blue, and I just click this assemble. Now what you can see is it's moving about a little bit. Didn't really like that. That's because we've got set here a rigid connection, but actually I want to have that as a sliding connection so we can go in and out. As you see, it slides along the top, which is wrong. So what I want to do is change the axes. X isn't the right one. I could change Y. There you go. We can see that that moves in and out of that hole for that shape. Okay, and you can set that animation going. You can also change whether it's inside or outside the hole, but I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to click OK, and now you'll see that if I try and move it, it's going to be selected within that shape there. So let's try this eye here. So I'm going to drag this eye in. Give it a second just to go in. Click OK. Right, so for the same thing, now you can see it's already come in to the drawing upside down. So I'm going to just drag this, wait till I get to this 90 degrees and let go. So I'm kind of in the right shape, in the right size to put it in there. Okay. So if I do a similar thing here and I select the top edge, and then I scroll down, hold down Shift, select this edge here. I can then go to assemble, go to continue, and again it's doing the same thing where it's changed the axes. I want to have the x-axis as my one that I can move in and out of. I select OK. Alright, so I can just drag that out a little bit. I'm going to drag this one out a little. Oh, drag this shape out a little bit. And there we go. We can start assembling just by dragging things in now. Starting to select, don't check this again. Starting to select this, go OK. Select the outer face. Select the inner face, assemble, continue. There we go. Slider, let's try the Z axis. There we go. Alright, OK, and now I can do with the other ones. I can pull that out, pull that out. I can pull that there as well. So there we go, basic assembly. So you should now be able to go on and continue creating your assembly drawing. Okay.